It's another edition of Catfish on Ice with Chad Minson and Rich Howe, your host. Welcome in, everybody. We're watching the Preds take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Is that the team we're facing tonight, Rich?
It is the Philadelphia Flyers.
I don't know. We don't see this team very often. I mean, I don't even know what I was doing the last time we faced the Philadelphia Flyers.
It was, they said on the broadcast, 2018.
Yeah,
since the last time they've played.
I can't even think about that right now. All I know is the Preds are very lucky. They're only down 1-0. We're coming in on episode 114 at the first intermission between the Preds and the Flyers. We're happy you're joining us tonight on the YouTube channel, on Twitter at Catfish Ice. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got a really fun episode lined up for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Take a break. Take a break from your college basketball. I know everyone's watching college basketball right now. It's the opening Thursday of college basketball. It's a holiday to me. So I've been watching college basketball all day. I felt my bracket.
You're off work, so you got to sit and watch basketball all day. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I felt my bracket hoping I get that perfect bracket when I know that you have a better chance of winning the lottery twice than you do filling out a perfect bracket. Did you know that, Rich?
I did not know that, but I didn't even fill one out. I forgot all about it. Time slipped away. I don't know anything about it anyway, so it would have just been guessing the whole way. So
usually the people who guess through their bracket are usually the ones that do the best. So
that's what they say. But
that's what they say. But yeah, you have a better chance. You have a better chance of winning the Powerball twice in your lifetime than you do filling out a perfect bracket. We got Alec Creasy joining us. What's up, Alec? How are you doing? Welcome to the podcast. Appreciate you joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining.
Feel free to comment throughout the episode. When our listeners comment throughout the episode, if you've never been here before, that's what really fuels the podcast. So let's let you know what we got in store for you tonight. We are brought to you by DraftKings, part of the Hockey Podcast Network. This is Chad Minton with Rich Howe. We are your hosts tonight. And we're at the first intermission between the Preds and the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers have the 1-0 lead. Thanks to a little bit of sloppy play at the mid-ice level. Nick Cousins makes the giveaway. Saros makes the initial save, but the defense can't recover. And, Saros is just completely under a barrage of pucks tonight, and he's lucky. Or not he's not lucky, but the team's lucky that they're only down 1-0 at the intermission.
They are. And unfortunately, the goal was kind of caused by our good friend Ben Harper. He was right in front of the net. He did not cover his player, and it was
Rich, can I just say something real quick? I am so tired of every episode we have to address the Ben Harper situation. Like, I know he's bad. I know that he has no business being in the lineup, but it's giving me a headache, Rich. Like,
I agree.
I'd rather him not be on the team anymore, or I'd rather him be in Milwaukee getting AHL minutes, which is honestly probably where he belongs. But this is going to kind of feed into my NHL trade deadline rumors segment that we're going to have later in this episode. As the trade deadline is 5 days away now?
4.
But 4 days away. Okay.
4 days, actually, yeah. Yep.
But, I mean, Ben Harper, the only reason he's in the lineup tonight is because of injuries.
Yeah.
That's fair to say.
Yep. We have another friend from Vancouver. Awesome. Johnny is the name. So hopping in. I saw you guys were live for the first intermission. Welcome to the podcast. We're talking about Ben Harper right now, so it might get a little ugly.
Well, we're not going to dwell on this too long. All I'm saying is the only reason he's in this lineup is because the Preds do not have defensive depth. And you can get a lot of quality defensemen on the trade market for cheap at the deadline if you want to solve this problem right now.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about it earlier today. You know, anytime we see that Harper's going to be in, everybody's like, why not David Ferentz, or why not, whoever else?
You can't make that move. It's just not realistic to make that move this late in the season. Point. It's not as simple as just flipping on a switch and saying, oh, we're going to throw in Jeremy Davies. We're going to throw in David Ferentz.
Absolutely.
It's not fair.
Everyone's favorite punching bag in the fan base, Ben Harper. Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
It's true.
He's absolutely right. But look, it's not as simple as just plugging in an AHL player this late in the season, even if they do bring you a little bit more value offensively, maybe. But you can't. It's not realistic to throw in David Ferentz or Jeremy Davies with 20 games left in the season and expect them to come right in and not make mistakes, not do certain things. You just can't do it.
Absolutely. Alex says going in the deadline, cheap defensemen are what Poile should be eyeing.
Yes.
100% agree. And like you said about Ferentz and Davies, like Harper's played enough to know the system. You know, he doesn't always execute the system properly, but he does, I guess, know it. So, yeah, you're just not going to see anybody else unless they get somebody at the trade deadline. So
exactly. All right, so we're gonna address the trade deadline rumors, some of the latest buzz surrounding the trade deadline. We're also going to recap some of the trades that have already come down in the NHL. There's been some big moves that have already been made in the NHL around the league. So we're going to talk about some of those, including a former beloved Nashville Predator that I know Rich loves very dearly. Rich, one of your favorite Preds players. He's got his bags packed and he's going to greener pastures. How about that?
Yep. Absolutely. He is. Yeah, really. He is. Definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We've also got to do our Central Division Power Rankings. It's Thursday. Every Thursday we do our battle for the Central Power Rankings. So we'll see where we have the Preds. We'll see where we got the Arizona Coyotes because they just keep wrecking people somehow.
They're doing it.
We got to revisit our Catfish cold hard picks that we made on Tuesday. Yeah, I kind of don't want to talk about it because my picks didn't go so well, but it is what it is.
One of mine was a softball. So,
and we will keep watching along with our listeners during episode 114. We'll keep watching Preds versus Flyers. Keep commenting on the stream, on YouTube, on Twitter. Keep giving us your comments. What are you seeing in the game? What do you want the Preds to do with the trade deadline? Whatever you want to talk about, throw it in the comments. We'll talk about it. We'll put it on the screen. And we appreciate you listening. And also, if you checked it out earlier, or if you want to, you got to download the podcast the next day when we post it on all podcast platforms. But Robbie Stanley of 102.5 The Game joined us earlier today for a really awesome interview. He really gave us some really good information on the trade deadline, on Philip Forsberg. The elephant in the room right now is Philip Forsberg. We have talked about Philip Forsberg ad nauseum since December, both good and bad. Good being that he's having an outstanding season, but bad being we don't know if we're going to be able to keep him. But Robbie Stanley joined the pod. He put out so much good information, and we really want you to hear it. So go listen to it on our YouTube channel right now. It's available. Or download the podcast the next day when it's on all podcast platforms. It will be part of the entire episode.
Awesome guy. He's a really cool dude.
Yes, he is. He's awesome. So let's get into this episode. Rich, first intermission. I saw that Nick Cousins kind of turned over the puck, trying to get out of the defensive zone. And really the overall theme of that first period was the Preds could not get out of their own zone.
Not at all. And spent way too much time defending the puck. They just could not get anything going at all. Yeah, and Cousins with the turnover. There was actually a few turnovers. Penalties, you name it. It was all bad. Not sure why McCarron felt like he needed to fight so in the beginning. And I'm going to be honest, that dude pretty much manhandled McCarron.
He did. He did.
He
did.
Whew.
But hey, credit to McCarron. He got up and kept trying to fight. Like he didn't just like fall down.
I'll give him that. And he didn't back down or anything, obviously, but he was leaking there.
Well,
at
that point the game was still 0-0, and I feel like that kind of ignited the crowd.
It did.
And can I say something? So the Preds have not been in Philly for a while, and I got to be honest, I haven't watched a game in Philly in a while. I'm born in Philly. I'm actually a Philly native. I was born in Philly. I moved down here as a kid when I was like a year old, but I have a lot of family in Philly. I know Philly very well. Those fans are some of the most diehard fans you will see in any part of the country. Football, basketball, baseball, whatever sport you want to talk about. Philadelphia fans they ride and die by their teams. I don't care how bad their teams are. And you're hearing it tonight. Those fans are very loud. You would think that the Flyers were a first-place team the way they are making noise tonight. So kudos to the fans. I love my Philly brethren, as you will. They're playing well tonight. But the Preds, all they got to do right now is settle down. They had one bad giveaway at mid-ice that hung Saros out to dry. But UC Saros is locked in. And let me say something about Saros. He is really playing the type of goaltending tonight that can steal you a playoff series. You're seeing the Flyers with 17 shots on goal in that first period. They could have easily had 3 goals if you have an average, mediocre goaltender in net tonight. The Preds are staring down a 2 or 3 goal deficit right now. But thanks to Saros, they're only down 1. And you can resettle things in the intermission. You can kind of calm down and win this game still. It's not out of reach. But Saros, he was outstanding in that first period.
Absolutely, he was. He even on the goal, Saros is just on another level tonight. Yes, he's playing really well. Even on the goal that they gave up, like he stopped the puck several times before they were able to finally get it through Ben Harper. Yeah, man, that's what you got to do. I mean, there's really nothing he could have done about the goal that they did score. So they just got to get it together for the second, that's for sure, because that first one was rough. They're playing down to their opponent, as they tend to do sometimes. So
there's so many underlying storylines tonight. So first of all, let's pay our respects to Calle Jarnkrok, who is playing his 1,000th NHL game. Calle Jarnkrok, he's playing his 1,000th NHL game. He is one of the top trade targets on the market this year. Mostly everyone expects this to be his last game in a Flyers uniform. They made this great ceremony for him pregame. So this team, the Flyers team, is playing with a really big edge to them tonight. I don't care where they're at the standings. These types of games usually favor the team that's not dealing with any pressure.
That's true. And they're playing for him, for the captain, getting out there. His family's there. The fight got the crowd all amped up. So, they're just in for the game. Carter Hart. Oh, actually, here we go.
What do we got going on here?
Mike Twitter with the bang. Tanner Jeannot scored.
Is that number 20? Is that number 20 for Tanner?
It might be.
I thought he was at 19.
23 seconds into the second. I haven't seen it yet. Or they're showing the replay.
That's his 20. Tanner Jeannot gets his 20th goal of the season.
Wow. That was nice. Very nice.
We got Alec jumping in on the bang. So, hey, everyone, bang is kind of like our new thing that everyone who listens kind of created. And we got some bang t-shirts coming soon for the Catfish on Ice podcast. So stay tuned for that. So Tanner Jeannot gets on the board with a bang. Preds tie at 1-1 really quick into the first period.
There you go. That's goal 20 for Jeannot. Don't you know? Yep.
Don't you know? Yeah.
Yeah. So usually what happens is like Mike, Twitter, or Justin, who's in here. Sometimes they're ahead of me. Chad's actually ahead of me in the game. I'm usually about 30 seconds behind. So when I see a bang, that usually means that we're going to get that a goal's coming up. Or if it's a not bang, usually they say not bang, and that means the other team scores, which we don't want to see that. So
it's nice to see the Preds get that tying goal. But here's the deal. This game is wide open. There's so much open ice right now. Both teams are just skating freely. Both goaltenders are completely under duress for this game.
Yeah.
And Matt Duchene's in the penalty box, it looks like. So,
of course.
Let's see what happened there. Oh, yeah. That's a penalty.
Here's something else. Mike Twitter said another storyline. Terry Crisp was there, and they were honoring him, which is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yep.
All right, so you get interference called on Matt Duchene. Flyers back on the power play. So this is what you're seeing with this game right now is a lot of open ice, a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers, a lot of overcompensating because you're making these mistakes, and that's leading to penalties.
Yeah. Don't like it.
But we're used to it, Rich. We're totally used to it.
We are.
Right? We got to be used to it at this point. And there you go. That's a. I'm sorry to break it to you, Rich, but didn't take long for the Flyers to get that goal.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not kidding you.
I'm still at the face-off. See how far I am?
I'm telling you right now, the Preds, they are on their heels tonight. They're not really showing any type of defensive resistance at all. They're just breaking down.
Ridiculous.
Wide open net. I could have scored that goal, Rich.
You might be able to. Not bang. Here's a good one. Stay out of the box. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm telling you right now, I'm not taking anything away from the Flyers goal scorer. His name's York. He's only got his second goal of the season. I'm sure he's a great hockey player. But you put me on skates, I can skate a little bit. I can. You put me in that spot, I'm scoring that goal.
Yep.
So the Preds, they have to figure out a way to just – I mean, they're down 2-1, but there's just way too much open ice. They're getting skated around in circles right now by the Flyers. They are.
They absolutely are.
There's another save from Saros. I mean, it's target practice on UC Saros so far tonight. It really is.
I hate when these games go like this. They played so well against Pittsburgh, and then.
Well, let's talk about the Pittsburgh game, Rich. That was a surprising game for a lot of people. They did not expect the Preds to win that game. Everyone was eyeing that game as, okay, this is probably a game that the Preds will lose. The Penguins are playing really good hockey, and you saw the injuries coming into the game with Mark Borowiecki and Matt Benning, which the Preds are dealing with that same issue tonight. The Preds got themselves a backup goaltender. They didn't have to go against Tristan Jarry. They took advantage of that.
That's true.
Against Smith, who's their backup goaltender, and they kind of pounced on the Penguins and played a really good game. So that was a kind of a little bit of an unexpected win for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. It was a lot of fun to watch. The Predators they only had 25 shots on goal. Penguins had 36. Predators had 10 penalty minutes. Penguins had 12. Nobody scored a power play goal. Just it was good. It was a good game. Good all-around win. And then they come here and play like they're playing now, which is ugly.
Rich, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more positive here.
I know. I get really down.
You're really not kidding. The last episode you said, I find every time the Preds – you said this, quote, I find that every time the Preds do something wrong, I am so critical. You're showing it tonight, Rich. This is our first watch-along in a while.
I know.
You're really showing it.
Yeah. I just expect more and better. I expect more and better.
My mother used to say that when I brought my grades home from high school.
Oh, I expect more and better.
Yeah. So
That's funny.
I guess that's what the Preds are right now.
More A's.
I expect more and better from you. But Saros is literally like keeping them in this game. I know we say that all the time, but the Flyers are already up to 21 shots on goal officially, and we are less than 3 minutes into the second period.
That's insane.
So if this pace doesn't slow down a little bit, Saros is going to face like 60 shots tonight. That's literally what we're at right now.
Yep.
Not that we haven't seen that before, but that's what I really would rather. I would rather not see that tonight. How about that?
Yep.
I mean,
definitely don't want to see that.
You would think that the Flyers are the team that has a chance at the playoffs and not the Preds right now, honestly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is – I don't know what's going on.
But you know what? That's what happens in these late season games. When you get down to the stretch and you've got these teams who are sellers and they know that they're not going to make the playoffs most likely, and they've kind of accepted their fate, they become spoilers. And we know in hockey that you still have to show up. These are all professionals. You have to play your best game every night, no matter who you're playing. That's what we're seeing tonight. We've seen the Preds lose to Seattle recently. We've seen them lose to some other really bad teams this season. And, I don't like what Mike Twitter just said.
I have no words right now.
Well, I see John Hines is digging in his breast pocket looking for a pen. I don't know if that's him drawing up adjustments because he needs to make them right now because this team's getting overworked. They're getting overworked. They're getting outskated. They're getting beat. I mean, Saros is just like laying flat on the ice. What? That looked like a situation where maybe the puck could have been called dead.
Yes.
Let's see. Did he cover it though? Did he cover it? No, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Unless there was a whistle blown, which I've got it on mute right now, but unless there was a whistle blown, that's a goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was never covered. The puck was never covered, so.
No.
Gosh.
Yeah, see, that's what's frustrating is this is a game that they needed to win. Minnesota won last night against the Bruins to go back into third spot in the division. Preds are back into the wild card spot. This would have been a good one to pull back even with them, and I mean there's still a lot of game left. So
this is the type of game where the Preds can make a comeback. There's plenty of open ice. The Flyers are not a team that you can't come back against.
Yes, absolutely.
But if you don't limit these turnovers and these giveaways and this sloppy play in your own zone, then it's going to get ugly really quick because Saros can only do so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got no words.
All right, we'll keep monitoring this game. The Preds are down 3. The Predators are down 3-1 to the Flyers. This second period has already been really crazy because the Preds came back to tie it 1-1 in the first 30 seconds of the second period, but they're already down 3-1. Right. Now the Preds are starting to get some offensive zone time. I'm telling you, this is one of those games where there's so much open ice. My Twitter has a time machine.
He does, man. It's in the future. He's got a DeLorean with the.
Wait a minute. Yeah, well, that was open. That was just like offensive zone time. This is one of those games. I'm telling you, Mike Twitter, you're our time machine, by the way.
I'm so far back. I don't even. Who is it? Myers.
Well,
awesome.
Roman Josi tags another assist. Look at this skating from Roman Josi.
How many is that for Myers this year?
That was a good-looking shot from Myers. I got to give him credit. That was a really good-looking shot. We know that Myers has it in him. We know that he can shoot. That was a really good-looking shot. But I want to give a lot of credit to Roman Josi there, like he needs any more credit, But Roman Josi was skating. He drew two defenders against him to make that pass back to Myers. Did you see that, Rich?
I did. Yes, very much so. Yeah, it was.
That is the Roman Josi effect right there.
Yep.
When
absolutely.
all these defenders are drawn towards Roman Josi because he is that dynamic, you find other open areas for the team.
Yep. Johnny's got a good point. Philadelphia, their credit, is a tough place to play. They noted on the Hawks Flyers game a few Saturdays ago, Chicago has not won in Philly since 1996. That's
what? Awesome. That's a crazy stat right there. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. That's crazy. That's funny. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there you go. So
it's get back in it, boys.
It's 3-2 now. There's been 4 goals scored in the first 6 minutes of this game, of this second period.
That's insane. I'll take it.
Well, that's why these watch-alongs are so fun, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Fleet Myers. That's his first goal of the season.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought he had gotten one before.
He's got some assists this season. That's his first goal. So good for him. I still don't think he should be in the playoff lineup. I'm sorry, but he shouldn't be.
No.
But that's a good goal he just scored there. He had 3 assists leading up to that, so
Yep, that's awesome.
All right, let's get into some of the biggest trades that have already happened so far, Rich.
There you go.
And let's go ahead and start off with the big one that ties to the Preds, and that's Calle Jarnkrok.
Going to Calgary.
He is going to Calgary, and I'm so happy for him that he's finding himself
absolutely
a team that has a legitimate chance to win a Stanley Cup this year.
They do. Yeah, that's really awesome. And would happy for him if they did win one, but unhappy that he didn't get it with the Predators. So
I'm looking at the Calgary Flames and what they have done over the last 2 seasons as far as building their lineup up.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, that front office right there is making things happen. They are really building that team. I mean, you go back to last offseason when they got Blake Coleman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. I was a big Blake Coleman guy. I like that player. They've totally built up their depth. They just got Tyler Toffoli not too long ago. They've already got a good team to begin with Markstrom in net, with Johnny Gaudreau, with Maggio Pane. I mean, they've got so many good players on that team. And they just got Calle Jarnkrok, who's going to fill in their depth. We know that Calle Jarnkrok is going to be a quality all-around forward for that team.
Absolutely.
It's going to benefit them in the playoffs.
Absolutely, they will. He will. Looks like Seattle also retained 50% of his salary. That's pretty good. I think he was at like $2 million a year, so it's $1 million. But
well, the Flames have given up a lot of draft picks in the moves they've made recently, which really tells you they're going all in. Like they're ready to do it now, and they've got the roster to do it. Like they really do. They're going to be a team that's really going to challenge the Colorado Avalanche in the playoffs.
Yep. Seattle gets a 2022 second round pick, 2023 third round pick, and a 2024 seventh round pick for the boy Calle.
I think it's a good trade for both teams, judging by where they're at right now. You look at a team like the Seattle Kraken, they are totally realizing their place in this and knowing that they're not they're going to have to go the long way per se in terms of an expansion team. Yep. Whereas the Flames are in a spot where they're trying to add whatever they can right now to make a move in this year's playoffs.
Yep. And to knock
so
off
I'm really happy. So I'm really happy for Calle Jarnkrok. He got off to a slow start this season, but he's really come on strong lately. And that's kind of why he got that trade market value for him.
Yep.
And so he's on a good team now. He has a good chance to win a cup this year now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So good for him.
Definitely good for him.
Flyers are on the power play right now.
They are.
Big surprise.
Yep.
Mike Twitter is going to probably tell us when it's a bang or a not bang. So stay tuned for that. But I see some good penalty killing here. They've really got to settle this thing out. There's so much time left in this game. Keep it 3-2. You're fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's plenty of room in this game to score goals. So a 1-goal deficit is really not that big of a concern right now.
Yep. I think Colton Sissons is in the box, but I didn't see what he did. I bet somebody in our chat can probably say I didn't see what it was.
So I gotta share this quote that I read from the Flames GM, and I wonder if it has any tie to what David Poyle's thinking right now. You ready for this quote I read here?
Yep.
He said, "quote unquote, you can't suck and blow at the same time."
Okay.
So I think what he's trying to say is like you can't you've either got to pick one strategy or the other. You can't say you're rebuilding, but you also want to be like a playoff contender.
Right.
You've either got to say you're going all in, you're going to build your team up, or you're going to sell everyone off. So I think what the Flames GM was trying to say is we don't want to give up some of these prospects that we love, but we have to, or these draft picks, for instance, but we want to build our team now to win. And that just makes me think about what David Poyle is thinking right now, because he's honestly in a very similar position to that strategy. Does he want to just think more about the long-term future, or does he want to take the approach that the Flames have kind of taken and make some bold additions and maybe have to part ways with some draft picks and some prospects?
Yeah. And it all kind of hinges on Philip Forsberg, doesn't it?
It really does.
Everything that David Poyle could want to do at this trade deadline hinges on that. So if Philip Forsberg's gone, then what do you're done for the season. But if he stays, then you got I had some guys, I had some defensemen, but it all kind of hinges and revolves around what happens there. So
yeah, I mean we're kind of stuck in this holding pattern right now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
What Forsberg's going to do.
Yeah,
for sure. There was another really good big time trade that happened in the NHL, and that was forward Frank Vatrano went to the New York Rangers, got traded from the Panthers. One of the reasons why that was kind of a surprising move is you don't normally see teams like the Panthers, who are one of the top teams in the league, become sellers like that. Now, it really makes sense considering what they did after that, because they got Ben Chiarot, from the Canadiens.
That's definitely a good move. That's for sure.
Yeah. So they kind of they made one move to make another move. So they were clearing up cap space to get Ben Chiarot, and now the Panthers have really shored up their defensive line and their defensive depth, but they had to let go of a really good veteran forward in the process. Meanwhile, you got the New York Rangers, who get some forward depth for their team, because the Rangers are also a really good team that wants to make things happen this year in the playoffs. So again, you're seeing a trade where both teams probably feel like they're doing something valuable for their playoff runs.
Yeah, definitely getting Ben Chiarot is an awesome move. I wouldn't have mind seeing him play for the Predators. That would have been awesome. But
yeah, he was being linked to the Preds a little bit. I just felt like it was probably not going to happen. It would have been nice to see it happen, but he would certainly be an upgrade to this team, and it would fit a very big weakness that this team has. Absolutely. But just didn't seem like maybe they were going to have to swing for the fences a little bit more to get a player like him.
Yeah, I remember seeing that a little bit, but didn't hear much about it after, seeing it once or twice. So I figured that was a little out of reach.
We've still got some big names out there. Of course, Calle Jarnkrok is out there. Mark Giordano of the Seattle Kraken is definitely going to get traded. He's already been benched recently.
Yeah,
to protect his trade value.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be his 1,000th game, and he got benched on that night.
So we got to see where he's going to go. Again, I think that's way too outside of the realm of what the Preds are probably going to be able to get. Yeah, I don't think they're in that place. I do think that the Preds are in a place to go out there and get a defenseman who can fix this issue that we currently have right now when it comes to the depth, because you can't count on being fully healthy when you go into the playoffs. You just can't do it. We're already seeing it right now. Clearly, plain as day, we're seeing it tonight with Matt Benning and Mark Borowiecki not in the lineup. I know Fleet Myers just scored a goal. That's great. I'm happy for him. I still don't think he is a quality playoff starting defenseman for the Predators.
Yeah, I don't either. And with Benning being out, normally he doesn't really get hurt very often, but it seems like Borowiecki does get hurt a little more often. So that speaks to what you said about you can't count on.
You can't count on both of them being available. You can't do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, for a whole stretch, but that's why they definitely need somebody else, like upgrade that position a little bit. So
yeah. And that doesn't mean you have to sell the farm or go crazy or lose a really coveted prospect to do this. Deal yourself out a second round draft pick, and you can get yourself a really quality defenseman that's out there. I think Calvin DeHaan for the Chicago Blackhawks would be a really awesome addition to fill this team's need right now. He is third in the league coming into tonight's action in block shots among defensemen. He's third in the league in blocks per 60. This is according to moneypuck.com. He is up there in all of the defensive numbers that you want to see. He plays on the penalty kill, so the Preds could instantly bring him in and put him on the second penalty kill unit, most likely. He plays a lot of ice time for Chicago. He's not some defenseman that rarely gets used and can't get his ice time up there. He's very used. He's actually very popular among Blackhawks fans. That's not a player they want to lose at all. He's not going to bring you any offensive value at all, but that's not really what the Preds need at that position. They need quality defensemen who can block shots, who can not turn the puck over, and just fill that role that we need right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's over anything. I think that's what they need most of all right now. That is the biggest glaring hole in their the way they play is that third line or the third paired defenseman. So there's got to be somebody out there they can get. Chicago probably won't.
Well, that's the thing.
Chicago probably won't. Yeah, definitely not one.
That's kind of the thing that I feel like I don't know if the Blackhawks will be willing to trade with the Preds, because I feel like a Calvin DeHaan's probably going to have multiple suitors that want him. And so if the Preds are one of like 5 teams who would like to have him, are the Blackhawks really going to like choose the Preds?
They're like, you want us to trade with you after what Pecorine did to us? No way. No way.
Yeah.
Go back to Nashville.
You've also got Justin Braun out there, who I think would be another good plan B. I would take him. There's a couple out there because I just feel like if the Preds go into the playoffs with what they have now, it's very untrustworthy, and really their only chance they have of beating a team like the Colorado Avalanche, the Calgary Flames, or even if they sneak into that top 3 spot and they face a team like the St. Louis Blues in the first round. The only way I see them winning a first round playoff series is if, with this current team, is what we've been saying for a while. UC Saros will have to completely steal it.
Yes, absolutely.
Almost like what he's playing like tonight, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know much about Mark Giordano. Like, is he out of reach money-wise, or is it?
I think Seattle wants a pretty heavy price tag for him. I'm not saying the Preds couldn't pull it. Maybe Poyle would be willing to go crazy, but I feel like you're going to have to offer at least a really quality prospect, a first round pick. You're going to have to offer a lot more than a Calvin DeHaan for Giordano, because he is a proven veteran that's way more all around. He can definitely be a leader.
Yeah. So he's not like third pairing type person, I guess.
I don't think so. I think if you're going to make that kind of an offering for him, you would have to shuffle your defensive lineup and maybe pair him with like a Matthias Ekholm.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know.
See. Johnny said this team could beat Minnesota in a first round matchup. Say those two play in the 2/3 matchup in the Central. Yeah. Oh yeah,
that would be the ideal matchup for the Preds.
Yeah,
first
absolutely.
I can't honestly say that I like the Preds' chances if they face first round against Calgary, Colorado, or St. Louis.
Yeah,
I don't like their chances at all.
Yeah.
So
unless
they make these additions, most notably on the defensive side of things, then maybe you might change my mind. But
yeah.
And what we're talking about here is I don't want the Preds to go crazy here and offer up all these assets. I don't want them to be trading away prospects and swing for the fences and mortgage their future. You can make very conservative moves at the deadline on defense without having to do that. And that's kind of where I'm at with this team. Priority number one, get Phil Forsberg re-signed, and then you can still have plenty room to sign yourself a defenseman.
Yep. It's clock's ticking right now. 4 days, counting today, I guess. Got to get that done. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I keep every day.
Let's see what's I know.
I'm like,
we've been doing this since the new year, since the ball dropped for 2022, Rich, on the show.
When is that announcement going to come?
All right. So the game is it's kind of slowed down a little bit. Still 3-2. Flyers beating the Preds just under the 6-minute mark of the second period. There's already been 4 goals scored between the two teams this period. But I still feel really good about the Preds in this game. I still feel like if they can just play their game, they're the better team on the ice. They are. They're the better team.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
UC Saros has bailed them out up to this point. Now it's time to protect your goaltender and go out there and win a game that you should win.
Absolutely. Johnny brings up a good point. Definitely don't go crazy Monday with the trades. Use this season as a learning experience for the younger upcoming guys for deep success a season or two from now. Yes, 100% that right there.
You can play both to that point. You can play both sides of it. You don't have to. You can still be players in the deadline and look to add and make your team better for the playoffs, but you can also still be thinking about the long-term future. Both can be true at this deadline if you're smart about it. And David Poyle has been doing this long enough to know how to handle this situation. As much criticism as he gets, he still knows how to handle a situation like this.
He's been doing this for a little while, so it's
just
not
a little
his first
bit.
rodeo.
Probably longer than I've been on this earth. He's been doing this. So
absolutely. Yep.
All right.
He knows what he's doing.
He does.
Even though people don't believe that sometimes.
Well, I got to tell you, if he botches this Philip Forsberg situation, then all bets are off.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Yep. That's funny.
All right. So we are presented by DraftKings. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. And for all of our listeners, we got to tell you about the new offer that's going on right now at the DraftKings Sportsbook, which is the official sports betting partner of the NHL. This entire season has been packed with dirty dangles, breakaways, all the good stuff that we love in hockey. Hat tricks, big wins. We've seen plenty of big wins for the Preds. And so now DraftKings is delivering you an awesome offer if you go on to their app right now and use our promo code THPN. Bet $1 on any team to win an NHL game, and you can win $150 in free bets. That's all you got to do. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. Bet just $1 on any NHL team. Get $150 in free bets if they win. That's promo code THPN at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. 21 and up, restrictions apply. Please see our show notes for details if you have a gambling problem and ways that you can find responsible gambling practices and to get help if you have a gambling problem. There's also daily fantasy available if the sportsbook is not available in your state yet.
Absolutely. DraftKings.
All right, so Dante Fabro is going to the bench here. It looks like he took a shot to the face. Never fun when that happens. Losing Dante Fabro right now would be catastrophic, Rich.
Oh, he's and they don't call anything. Like what?
No. They called a high stick.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They called a high stick.
Yep.
Double minor. Good. Oh, wow. They called a double minor on that one. We got ourselves a 4-minute power play for the Preds right now, everybody. It drew blood. He's bleeding.
Fabro reached up and like wrenched his nose a little bit to make some blood come out. He's like,
he's bleeding though. He is. That was a legitimate shot though, Rich.
It was absolutely.
All right, so the Preds power play is already 0 for 2 tonight, so they're due right now.
All right, let's see what happens.
We're gonna watch this power play along with you on episode 114. Let's kind of watch and see what happens here. You got your big guns out there, Forsberg, Yossi. I mean, the players you need to produce in these moments, they're out there right now.
Yep, for sure.
Granlund's got the puck right now. Let's see what happens. And it's cleared. This is a long power play. You got to be so when you have these 4-minute power plays, you've got to be patient. You can't just you've got to be smart about it. Wait for your moments. Wait for the really good setup shots. You've got a little bit more room to be patient, obviously, when you have these longer power plays. So that's kind of what the Preds are doing right now. They got to get set up. They got to camp in the zone a little bit. And what do you know? Right on cue, Rich.
I hate being behind so much, man.
I'm so sorry. You'll see it, though.
Oh, look, here's our friend. Justin's in.
I beat Justin. I was actually the first one to call it on that one. Where's Mike Twitter at? He's slacking. Mike Twitter's slacking. Hey, what did I tell you? Be more patient. And that's exactly what happened there.
Was that Ryan Johansson?
Yeah, thanks to Mikael Grant. Yeah. So that was some great passing on the power play. Oh.
Alex said bang.
Right. Hey, I'm not trying to be overly critical there, but I don't know if Johansson meant to make that.
Maybe not.
That was more of a bank shot by Granlund. He almost banked it off of Johansson's stick. That was such a perfect pass. You know you're a really good setup man when your pass is so good that it goes off the tape of the player you're passing it to and it still goes in.
Yeah. I don't know. He kind of flipped the stick up, so I'm thinking
he's
going to.
All right. Either way, it's a goal. And that was a great pass. That was a great setup from Granlund.
Yep.
Yossi tags another assist in this game, Rich.
What's that like? How many points is that now for him?
Well, he's got 2 assists tonight. I don't know if he assisted on the other goal or not. So Yossi keeps bolstering his Norris Trophy case with tonight's game.
Come on, boys, get another one. Let's go Tolvanen this time.
Okay, you're right. Roman Yossi has 3 assists. No. He didn't assist on the first one.
Oh, I thought he had
Roman Yossi has 2 assists tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still good.
And he is officially, according to the Bally Sports South broadcast, Roman Yossi has officially tied Paul Kariya for the franchise record in a season for most assists.
Wow.
54.
That's awesome.
So he's definitely going to break that. We've pretty much known that was going to happen here for the last couple weeks. It's been pretty clear that he'll break that record. So Paul Correa, it's time to move over, man. You've held that record for a long time, but Roman Josi, he is getting in on it.
A very long time.
So the Preds, they're trying to get this go-ahead goal here because the power play extends when you've got that double minor.
Got another minute.
And they've made some good zone time here, but it looks like they've got one more chance to make a push here. But they have come back and tied the game at 3-3, despite, honestly, they're not playing great defensive hockey. They've been very leaky on defense. They've given up 27 shots on goal already. They are very, very fortunate to be tied 3-3 in this game right now. But we'll take it.
Johansson just lost the puck. That was not good. I'm behind, like, really far. I'm probably, like, 30 seconds behind.
The game's going to be over. We're going to be like, oh, yeah, the Preds won, and you're still going to be in, like, the second period.
I'll be watching it. Yeah, definitely. Something's not right with this.
Well, that's what happens when you're in Kentucky, Rich.
I guess.
Nah. Kentucky's beautiful. I love Kentucky, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So, what about this? Marc-Andre Fleury. We really want to see Marc-Andre Fleury rescued out of Chicago, don't we?
Free Marc-Andre Fleury. That
needs to be a new hashtag, for real.
That's for sure. I bet he would not. I bet he'd take, like, a huge pay cut just to go somewhere else.
Just get out of that dumpster fire?
He doesn't need any money, obviously.
No.
I'd actually like to see him go play for Pittsburgh again. That'd be pretty awesome.
That would no.
Well, it would be good for him.
It'd be good for him. Whatever's best for him.
Yeah.
Because he's one of my favorite goaltenders outside of Pecorine. Like, he's one of the most likable goaltenders out there. So, yeah, definitely get him out of Chicago. I'd love to see him land for a team that needs him.
Johnny says Blackhawks are going to get a good haul for Marc-Andre Fleury. Yep.
All right, so thanks everyone for listening to episode 114 of Catfish on Ice. This is Chad Minton and Rich Howe, your host, as we watch along with you as the Preds take on the Philadelphia Flyers. It's a tie game, 3-3. Second intermission is coming up here soon. Got about 20 seconds left in the period. It's been a crazy game with 6 goals scored between the two teams. And Saros, he has really lived up to what his reputation is, because I can tell you the Flyers could easily have 5 or 6 goals right now by the way they're playing. Whereas the Preds, yes, they also have 3 goals right now, but they've been a little bit more opportunistic. They only have 18 shots on goal.
Right.
Their chances have not been nearly as high as the Flyers have had tonight.
2 of these goals, there wasn't really anything he could do about them. So, can't blame him for that.
Yes.
I know somebody you can blame, though.
According to Natural Stat Trick right now, the Flyers already have 10 high danger chances for the game. The Preds have 6.
Yep.
Expected goals for the Flyers are at 2.68. The Preds are at 1.33. So this is in all situations. So the Preds have really been outplayed tonight offensively, and they're still tied 3-3.
Yep. And that's going. Oh, they stopped it. 2 seconds left.
We're at the second intermission now, officially, Rich.
I'm not.
You'll catch up, Rich. You'll catch up.
I'll catch up.
All right. With that, let's get to our battle for the Central Power Rankings, our weekly division power rankings, Rich.
Yep.
And I think we have a new firm number 8 team in the division, and that is the Chicago Blackhawks.
That's who I have.
They are firmly – we finally moved them to number 8 last week, and they're staying there.
I think they are. I wrote, trade them all, trade them all.
If there was a way to move the Chicago Blackhawks to number 9, I would do it. But there's only 8. There's only 8 teams, so it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair if I moved them to number 9 because there's only 8 teams. But I really want to move them to number 9.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, okay.
That's not gonna hurt.
All right, so the Chicago Blackhawks are officially number 8 and number 9 in our division power rankings because Rich said I was allowed to do that.
So bad.
Gave
me
permission. But all right, so the Coyotes are at number 7, and they, I mean, if you could flip over this season, if they could have opened up the season like this, then we'd be having a totally different conversation. Because the Arizona Coyotes, they are just wrecking people right now.
They are. They are on a 2-game win streak again. They have nothing to lose, so they're just playing with.
And I personally love a good spoiler late in the season, as long as they don't spoil the Preds season.
Absolutely.
I love seeing them be spoilers. I love seeing them beat teams like the Toronto Maple Leafs. I love them seeing them beat teams like the Colorado Avalanche recently. They've beaten they've beaten some bad teams recently too. They beat the Canadiens most recently. They beat the Detroit Red Wings 9-2.
That's insane.
I mean, yeah. So they're just wrecking people left and right, and good for them. I can't wait to see them sell out that 5,000 seat stadium that they're about to open up. That's going to be cool to see.
Yeah.
I want to say that my high school basketball gym that I played in held almost as many people. So
yeah, mine did not. But the thing is, they're going to be there for a while. It's not just for next season. It's for like 2 or 3 seasons, I believe. So,
well, that's why they're playing so well right now, Rich. Is because they want to get all those 5,000 fans excited. They want to fill that. They want to fill that arena.
All those college kids on that campus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they got to win now. If they don't win now, no one's going to show up.
That's true.
No. How embarrassing would it be, Rich, if they have a 5,000 seat arena, 5,000 or 6,000, and like half of it's full? How embarrassing would that be for the league?
Yeah, it's. You mean how more embarrassing would it be?
I don't.
It's pretty embarrassing right now.
I think it's going to be a sellout, honestly.
I would think so.
But
college kids paying $80 for a ticket to a hockey game.
You think they're going to even charge that much, dude?
I don't know. Yeah, I would think 80 is like on the cheap end for an NHL ticket.
They're probably going to have to do like these crazy specials to get those college kids in there. And I mean, on TV, it's going to look good. Like, not look good, but you know what I mean? Like, there'll be butts and seats. Like, it'll be full. But good for the Coyotes. They're playing good hockey. They are whooping on people right now.
Yeah.
And they just don't need to do it when we play them, which I think we have one more game against them.
Yeah, Mike Twitter said he's going to fly out to Arizona and watch a Preds game there.
I'm all for that, Mike. I would love to do that as well, actually. That'd be really cool to see an NHL game in that venue. So the Preds actually wrap up their season this year against the Coyotes.
Yeah. That could have implications.
Don't say it, Rich. If we go into that last game of the season with playoffs on the line, I don't know if I can handle it, Rich. I don't know if I can.
I know I can't. I can't handle it now.
If we don't have it wrapped up by then, and we go into the last game of the season having to beat the Coyotes to get in the playoffs, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Be that as it may, the Coyotes are number 7 in our power rankings. They have finally climbed out of number 8. They were in number 8 for almost the entire season in our power rankings, but they're out. They are out of the doghouse. All right. Number 6 for me is still the Winnipeg Jets. But they are creeping up.
Well, I put Dallas at number 6. Here's the reason why.
Low?
I did. Here's why. 3 losses in a row for Dallas. Winnipeg has won their last 2. So if you go week to week,
true.
it's kind of better better situation for Winnipeg.
Winnipeg has back-to-back impressive wins. They spanked Vegas 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
And they also beat St. Louis on Sunday 4-3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they've got a win against Tampa Bay recently that was impressive. So yeah, Winnipeg's coming along. I still can't put them ahead of Dallas, though. I can't. It's close, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Dallas is digging a hole for themselves, that's for sure. So
I've got Dallas still at number 4, and I've still got Minnesota at number 5. I'm holding steady.
Well, I left Minnesota at 4 because they beat the Bruins. But the Bruins were without Patrice Bergeron, and they only won by 1. So it could have been a lot worse. So I'm going to leave them at 4 just because of where they sit in the standings, I guess.
So you've got Minnesota number 4. You've got Dallas number 6. You got Winnipeg number 5, right?
Yep.
We're all over the board here. I've got Dallas at number 4 still. Yep. I've got Minnesota at number 5. I got Winnipeg at number 6, and I've got our top 3 is probably the same: Preds, Blues, Avalanche. Still.
Yep. I wrote a note for Nashville, trending in the right direction. Need to keep piling up the wins and get into 3rd place. 2nd place is not out of reach, but the way they're playing tonight.
I don't even want to think about 2nd place. Just get in the top 3. I don't even care.
Yeah, I agree, but they're so close. I mean,
they are so close.
What are they? It's
second place gets you home ice advantage in the first round, though.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Definitely.
That would be a very big deal because the Preds have played so well at home this year.
Yep. Yeah, so Nashville's got 74 points, Minnesota 74, St. Louis has 76. So, Justin says that the Blues are currently losing.
Yeah, let's take a look at the scores right now. So we've got Stars are beating the Canadiens 2-1 in the 3rd period. How amazing would it be if the Canadiens could win that game?
Very.
The Penguins are beating the Blues 1-0. Let's. I know it's hard to say this, but let's go for the Penguins in that one. We've got some games later on tonight: Sabres against the Oilers, Canucks against the Red Wings, Sharks against the Kings, and Panthers against the Golden Knights. A lot of Eastern versus Western Conference games tonight.
Yep. So
let's just root for all the Western Conference teams to lose tonight.
Yep.
Easy strategy.
Johnny said, hey, on nights like tonight, out-of-town scoreboard, you take the help when you can get it. Go Pens over the Blues.
Yep. Yes, for sure.
Yep. I'll take that.
We'll take them. Really, the Preds are in a position right now where, I know this is a cliche, but control your own destiny. If they've got to depend on other teams to lose, then they're in the wrong fight as it is. They're in a good spot here to control their destiny. Where they're at the standings, they're in a good spot. They've got a lot of division games left, obviously, but
it's
really they just have to take care of business, and they're in. The odds are really high. I haven't checked them recently, but I know that the odds are really high that they're going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I don't know what it is at. But it's games like this, like tonight. You have to win these games. Like you're supposed to win, so you got to finish your business and take care of it. So,
especially considering the upcoming schedule is.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up.
Honestly, it's not very daunting. You got Toronto on Saturday. Then you go on the road for 3 games. You got Anaheim, LA, and Vegas. That doesn't really scare me that much. You should be able to take care of business in those games. Vegas is not who we thought they were. At least
not now.
I'm not saying they can't wake up and be a cup team once again, but right now they're a mess. Then you take on Philadelphia again, and then you take on Ottawa. The rest of the month is filled with a lot of games that you look at on paper and you're like, Preds need to win these games.
Yep, absolutely.
Then you get Buffalo after that going into April. The schedule has really softened up a lot. As much as you can say it can in the NHL terms, because honestly, any team is capable of beating any team. But I'm just saying, by hockey terms, they're playing some lesser opponents coming up.
Right. Absolutely. Johnny said Vegas traded away the wrong goalie. It seems like it.
That is true.
Seems like
I saw a report that Robin Leonard might be out for the rest of the season.
Oh, wow.
So Vegas is really, really in a world of hurt right now.
They are sitting in the second wild card spot with 68 points, and Dallas is next and with 67, and Vancouver.
So look at this wild card race right now. So Vegas is at 68 points.
Yep.
They've got 4 teams within 3 points of them for that last wild card spot. You've got Anaheim, which I feel like Anaheim's kind of bowed out of it, but Anaheim's there at 65, Winnipeg's at 66, Vancouver at 67, Dallas at 67.
Yep. Which is good because the Predators got a cushion, but
they've got a good cushion. They got a 6-point cushion out of falling out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but we obviously want more than just a cushion. I'd really like to see them get into third place.
It's so funny how we want more, Rich, considering if you asked us this going into the season. If for any of our new listeners, if you want to go back and listen to our preseason episodes, we were like, we just want to be entertained. Just like give us something to be entertained about and we'll be fine. Like, we don't expect to make the playoffs. Like, we're excited about these young players. Like, we didn't even care. We didn't even care about making the playoffs. Now all of a sudden me and Rich are like, oh no, we got to be in the top 3.
I think the funniest thing is we were like, if they make it in the playoffs and lose in the first round, that's just icing on the cake. And now
that's what we were saying.
And now we're like, they got to get out of the first round. They must get out of the first round for this to be a successful season.
Rich is sitting over there like, oh no, I'm not satisfied. Top 2, they got to be second place. You just got to say in second place.
I know. Well, it's within reach.
Oh my god,
it's within reach.
Why do they toy with our hearts so much?
I don't know. It's amazing. We get so caught up in it.
By the way, everyone, stay tuned or go listen to the YouTube interview with Robbie Stanley. We got into a lot of these same topics that we've talked about tonight. Robbie Stanley joined us earlier today, part of 102.5 The Game. He does his morning show Monday through Friday, Robbie and Rex Road.
Yep.
Was really kind to join the podcast. We had a great conversation with him. He gave us a lot of really good info that you're going to want to hear regarding Philip Forsberg and the trade talk, or not the trade talks, the contract talks. I guess some people are still saying that maybe to trade him, but more or less the contract talks. Of course, we were talking about the playoff push and all these other things. Matt Duchene came up during the conversation. Yep. All these really good topics came up while we talked to him. So you can listen to that now on our YouTube channel, or you can also download the podcast the next day for the full episode on all podcast platforms. You can follow us on Twitter at Catfish Ice. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and of course the YouTube channel.
Yep. Absolutely. Soon to be at Catfish Ice on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're getting there. We got a few more subscribers we got to get.
Yep.
A few more. We're a little short.
But that's all right.
All right, so while we're waiting for this third period to start, anyone who's listening right now, let us know how your March Madness bracket is doing right now.
Yeah.
Because it was the first day of – this is one of my favorite sports days of the year is March Madness, the Thursday, because you've got your brackets filled out. You've got like 4 different games going on at once all throughout the day. The games are going on right now. And you've got that hope that your bracket's going to be perfect. And and then your hopes and dreams are just dashed by like the third game when your team loses. But let us know what your Final Four is. I want to hear if anyone filled out a bracket they're watching right now on YouTube. Give us your Final Four. Let us know what you think. I'm in Tennessee right now. There's a lot of Tennessee fans around me. I am not a Tennessee Vols fan at all. I'm actually a Vanderbilt fan. My team's not in it this year, but I got to be honest. I picked the Tennessee Vols in my Final Four this year, Rich.
There you go. Who else is in your Final Four?
Pulling it up right now, and
I have a funny story about March Madness when you're done.
Okay, so I feel like Tennessee, first of all, if we got any Vols fans listening, here's my argument for Tennessee. I got to be objective. I cannot stand the Vols. I hate them out. Honestly, I hate them. I don't hate the fans. I don't hate anyone, but I don't like the Vols. But I got to call a spade a spade. I got to be objective here. The Vols are a really good basketball team. Got a great coach. I love Rick Barnes, their head coach. And I just think they have a lot of good upperclassmen who play really good fundamental basketball. And they've got the team that can make a Final Four run. So I got Tennessee, Kansas, Duke, and UCLA in my Final Four.
All right.
I've got
You left
Duke.
Kentucky out?
I left Kentucky out. I got Duke beating Tennessee in the final. So I got Duke beating Tennessee. Duke is my national champions.
Anybody but Duke, please. Go Tennessee.
When it comes to Kentucky, I've got Kentucky losing to UCLA.
No, that's not bad. That's probably about right. I haven't kept up with it this year, so I don't know.
But you're not a Kentucky fan, are you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I thought you were a Louisville fan.
No, I mean, I like U of L's hockey team.
Okay. All right. So what's
I just kind of respect them both. Okay. So
what's your March Madness story?
So where I work, like before COVID hit, they would block CBS Sports and ESPN on our computers every year so that you could not sit at your desk and watch that March Madness.
That makes sense.
But every floor has like a little meeting or a little area, and there's TVs hanging on the wall. It's on the TVs on the wall, so everybody gangs over there and watches games. And then sometimes if there's no meetings going on, they'll open up the meeting rooms and they've got big projectors and they'll show March Madness on the games. But you can't watch it on your computer. So it's kind of weird. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
So I can remember being in high school and having some of the cool teachers, I'll call them the cool teachers, who would roll in the TV on the cart. You know, the cart that had the TV on it, the box TV.
Yep.
They would roll it in. And if you had the cool teachers, if it was a Thursday or a Friday, they would actually roll in the TV and put on the games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
real world-class education for me.
That's right.
Watching
Johnny said I had a history teacher in high school, and during March Madness, he would give us an assignment, and we work on it in the cafeteria while we watch games.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had a geography teacher who was also our strength and conditioning coach. I won't say the high school, but because I don't know if he still is working. I don't want to get the guy in trouble or anything. But he was our strength and conditioning coach for our football team, and he was also our geography teacher. Which, I mean, I don't know how much he actually knew about geography, but he was our geography teacher. And he would March Madness Thursday and Friday. He would roll in that TV on that cart, and we'd watch college basketball.
Yep. Mike Twitter said they'd rather you leave your desk to watch TV. Not only did people leave their desks to watch TV, they had like a company sponsored bracket challenge thing. So yeah,
it's just a whole nother thing. It's really an American pastime. It is. I mean,
and especially like when Kentucky and U of L are in it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I live right in the middle of college.
And you love the upsets. Well, one of the things that makes March Madness so fun is you see the smaller schools pull off these big upsets. I went to Middle Tennessee State University. That's where I graduated from. And I remember when MTSU as a number 15 seed beat Michigan State in the first round. And I'm telling you, that campus was just insane. I was already graduated by that point. But I mean, it's just a big deal when a team like that, a smaller school, goes against the big heavyweight team and they pull off an upset. Yep. And it happens every year. Like the upsets happen. So if you love upsets, then that's why what makes March Madness so special.
I never can get this right here.
We got ourselves a goal, everybody. Preds are ahead 4-3.
Awesome. I'll take it.
And it's Philip Forsberg. How awkward is this? Like, I want to cheer, but I also don't know what's going to happen to him.
How did he get it? Oh, I'm still at the tail end of it.
It's really good skating. It's just really good skating. Once again, it's Roman Josi doing what Roman Josi does.
Did he put that between his? He had the stick between his legs and scored that.
He did. But
holy crap.
Roman Josi is drawing the defense in once again. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That is the goal of the night. And Forsberg has tied the record.
But it's
Forsberg tied.
Yes, Forsberg has tied David Legwand for the most career goals in Preds history.
That is amazing. That ranks up there with the lacrosse goal in my book.
It really does. Yeah. I mean, but once again, it's a product of Roman Josi drawing the defense in.
Oh my gosh. Because my Twitter, that's like me playing NHL 95 on Sega. Wraparounds all day. That's funny.
Yeah. But Josi is literally skating around and having all these guys chase him for the puck. And this is a defenseman we're talking about, people.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Josi is a defenseman, and he skates like that.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a cheat code. Rich likes to call it a cheat code.
He is a cheat code.
And when you've got Roman Josi and Philip Forsberg and Matt Duchene on the ice at the same time to go along with Mikael Granlund, you can hang with anybody. You can hang with anybody when they're on the ice.
Yep, absolutely. He is elite.
So Rich, I got to ask you, what is Forsberg thinking right now? Is he thinking, oh, it's going to be really nice to break that record and then go play for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Sorry.
Don't even say that. Whew.
I'm just trying to be honest right now.
Oh, that would be so weird.
It would be weird. I don't know. For whatever reason, when I think about Forsberg playing for another team, that's the first team that comes to my mind. And it gives me a really sick feeling in my stomach, but I don't have any insider information on that. I haven't read anything that links him to the Toronto Maple Leafs, but that's the first team I think about if he's going to play for another team.
I don't see how they'd have enough money to pay him with all the other guys they have to pay.
So Roman Josi has 3 assists on the night. So we read the record, right, Rich? What was the record the other night we read about how the most 4-point games by a defenseman?
Yeah, since 1992-93.
And he's already on the cusp of maybe doing it again tonight. He's got 3 assists on the night.
Yep. Absolutely.
But don't tell Brian Perkins that, the guy who thinks Roman Josi's not very good.
Johnny said Toronto cannot afford what they have and Forsberg unless they sneak someone to long-term injured reserve. Thanks, Tampa.
All right. So that comment makes me feel a lot better. Like I said, I don't have anything tied to that. I just, for some reason, it just randomly comes up in my head.
Like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner make the bulk of the money for that team. And the third guy, I can't remember who the other maybe Nylander. I don't remember. Johnny probably knows. Who's the other guy who makes the most for Toronto?
Tavares. John Tavares.
Tavares. Okay.
Tavares?
Yeah, I think it might be. So
all right. Anyway. So we're playing with the lead here. And I said this earlier in this game, even when the Preds were down, I was like, look, there's open ice here. There's chances to score. This is a wide open game. Let's not get overworked about losing right now. They can come back and win this game. And so they're doing that, and they're playing a lot crisper now. They're playing smarter, and they're kind of taking advantage of a team that's just not very good.
Yep. Don't get all uptight about things like I do. Johnny says Tavares, and some Leafs fans are having buyer's remorse because Tavares doesn't have the point totals that Matthews and Marner do. Well, yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, we got another really good score that just happened. The Montreal Canadiens have tied the Dallas Stars.
That was something else that our friend Johnny said. Pittsburgh's up 2-0 on St. Louis. Montreal just tied Dallas.
We just need everything to line up perfectly tonight. We need
absolutely,
man, that goal by Forsberg. I mean, that's just
I can't get over it. I can't get over it. It's like a video game. It's definitely like a video game.
But the thing about Forsberg is he looks so like just angry right now. Like he looks so focused. Roman Josi also just took over Paul Kariya's single season assist record. So you have two Preds records that are getting ready to either come down or they just got tied. Philip Forsberg just tied David Legwan's all-time franchise goal record, and Roman Josi just passed Paul Kariya's single season assist record. So we've got records falling left and right tonight.
So you're going to be seeing that goal lots on SportsCenter and all over the internet, and you just sit there and look at poor Cam Atkinson was right in the way. He's the one that Forsberg did that on. He was just
not to mention Forsberg is now just 2 goals shy of his buddy Victor Arvidsson's single season goal record. But how perfect is it that for him to probably break that record?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to break it in the next game against Toronto or not get traded for Forsberg.
Man,
how weird would it be if Forsberg breaks Arvidsson's record and then they trade him?
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
What have you said all season, Rich, about Poyle every time Forsberg scores?
Oh yeah, he just starts sweating, and he's like, "Oh, my checkbook is going to take a big hit for this."
Yeah, for sure. Just go ahead and crumble up that check, whatever it is you had lined up, and just go ahead and write another one.
I hope that they've got this worked out, and we just don't know about it yet.
What seems to be the sticking point from what a lot of people are saying, and I agree, it's probably more or less the term and the length of the contract and not so much the amount.
Yeah. I get that, but...
And can you really blame Poyle for being a little hesitant about signing another long-term contract? Because those are very risky, and there's no guarantee that if you sign Forsberg for 8 years, that he is going to not completely fall off towards the end of that contract.
Yep. And he gave Matt Duchene that big, huge 8-year contract, and we're just now seeing the payoff this year. Finally,
I gotta think that is the sticking point right now between Forsberg's camp and David Poyle is the length of the contract.
I mean, that makes sense. But man, you just cannot let him go though. Like you see that's the goal he just made. How can you let him go? It was just beautiful.
I don't know, man, but hopefully by this time next week, we know it. We have a little bit more of a clearer picture of what's happening.
Yep. Justin said, just give him the term he wants and make him a lifetime Pred.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you have to take the risk that's involved. Yep. That's exactly where I have been on this for a while now. You have to reward the player that's been with your franchise for as long as he's been. All right, yes, maybe you will have to overpay him, but you know what? That happens sometimes. You got to take the risk. It's a way bigger risk if you don't re-sign him. Even if you do trade him away, you're pretty much giving up on this season if you do that. What kind of message would that send to this locker room right now?
Horrible.
Answer me that. Me that.
Horrible. You got to imagine. Yeah, you just got to imagine like Matt Duchene would be crushed. Like he's worked so hard. Roman Josi, all those dudes, crushed.
Crushed if they trade Philip Forsberg before Monday and they go into next week's games, how does David Poyle walk into that locker room and tell a team that's in third place and is right on the doorstep of second place that has overperformed all season? How do you explain that to those players?
I don't know. I don't know. I have
Because
no idea.
I can tell you right now, these players are thinking about this season. They're not thinking about 5 years
No.
from now, 4
No.
years from now, 3 years from now.
No.
They're thinking about winning now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I wonder if he also wants like a no move clause or something. That's probably
probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Johnny said Montreal is up on Dallas 3-2 with under 6 minutes to go. Awesome. That's awesome.
And just to share you a little bit of what Robbie Stanley said in this interview you're going to hear later, he basically said, if you trade away Philip Forsberg, all you're doing is putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have to go find yourself another Philip Forsberg.
Yeah, and entice someone who's another Philip Forsberg to come and play for Nashville, who just let Philip Forsberg go. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all.
And he basically said, look, like we all want another Philip Forsberg, or we all want someone who might be better than Philip Forsberg. No one is trying to say that Philip Forsberg is like the next Connor McDavid or anything like that, or Austin Matthews or any of those elite players. But he is still a player that's very rare and hard to find.
Yep. This might be the coolest name I've ever seen. The Stupid Seal. That's awesome. Let's go, boys. Put this game away.
Welcome in.
Yep.
Happy to have you join us tonight.
That's
all right. We've still got 13 minutes left in this game. So a lot of work to be done here. But I will say the Preds have really settled down, and they're really playing their game, and they're really controlling the pace of this game since they went down 3-1. They scored the last 3 goals of this game to make it 4-3, and they've really controlled everything since then.
Yeah.
And once again, Rich, I'm going to go back to this. UC Saros, the way he played to open this game, I know he gave up 3 goals, but the way he played to stop the bleeding and keep the Predators alive is how you win playoff series if you're a goaltender.
Absolutely. Yep. 2 of those 3 really weren't his fault. So, yeah, he's playing really well.
Because this is the type of thing that could probably is going to happen in a first-round playoff series against a team like St. Louis or Colorado, whoever they end up playing in the first round, if they make it there. Then there's going to be moments where you're probably going to fall behind by a couple goals, and you're going to need your goaltender to keep it from getting completely out of hand. And Saros has done that tonight.
Yep. Such a huge night. Yossi breaks the assist single season record. Myers gets his first goal. Janelle's going to break Weber's single season hit record. And, of course, Forsberg ties it. Yes, big night. That's for sure.
There's a lot going on tonight, as you just heard there. A lot going on.
Yep.
Forsberg, again, if he can score in the last 12 minutes of this game, can take over sole possession of the all-time goal record for the Preds franchise over David Legwand. He's already tied it.
This is Isha. What's up, man? What's up, guys? Happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh, wow. It is St. Patrick's Day. We haven't even brought that up tonight, Rich. There's so much going on tonight that we didn't even bring up that it's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody.
Yep. I forgot about it, actually.
No, I knew it was St. Patty's Day. I
didn't even think anything about it.
Didn't even bring it up.
You would have been super busy if you were working today, wouldn't you?
Oh, there's a lot going on. Oh, yeah. Thursdays are for the pod. Thursdays are always for the pod.
Right. That's right.
All right.
This is a good here's the thing about the Preds. They don't lay down and die anymore. If you're going to beat them, we're still going to beat the crap out of you. I low-key think we can make a deep run. Anything's possible. That's for sure.
They are the type of team. Again, I'm going to allude to what Robbie Stanley said. Go listen to the full interview later on. Robbie Stanley said the same thing. Robbie Stanley said of 102.5 the game when he joined us, said that he thinks this team, there's not a team in the Western Conference that the Preds cannot push and make an upset over.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, some of the stuff Robbie Stanley said, he started to make me a believer that the Preds can pull something off if they can get in. Now, obviously, you got to get in first, and there's still a lot of work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But once they get in, there's no reason to not think that the Preds can't. The way they play together, there's not a reason to think they can't pull off enough upset.
Isha said, yeah, where's the green? Haha, just remember my local brewery has a green hot chocolate spiked Lucky Charms infused drink. Hipster AF, but delicious.
A chocolate spice Lucky Charm. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, what is it? Let's see. Yeah. Green
infused
hot
drink.
chocolate spiked Lucky Charms infused drink.
That sounds very good, actually. I'm drinking water right now, so I'm very boring. But
yeah.
And there's no green. There's no green anywhere in our podcast right now, Rich.
No.
We're like the worst St. Patty's Day celebrators ever.
My guitar is mint green back there.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
It doesn't count. It's not green.
I don't even see anything green within my arm's reach of me right now. Like I'm just horrible.
Yeah. I got an Earth Day Matthias Ekholm puck over there, but it's over that way. Justin brought up it's over there. I can't reach it. Justin brought up a good point. Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. Jeannot is going to be an incredible asset in the playoffs over a long stretch of games. I think so too.
Type of player that can wear you down.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Penguins game for a second. How about Eeli Tolvanen finally got off the schneid and got a goal?
Oh, man. Good for him. I was hoping he'd get another one tonight. I mean, we still got plenty of time, but man, that poor dude has been so snake bitten. It's not even funny.
But I think the important thing to remember is I think Tolvanen understands this as well, as much as he's probably frustrated because he is a goal scorer ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy has really rounded out his game very nicely.
Yep. He's done other things while he hasn't been scoring, that's for sure.
He's bought into the team. He's bought into the team's philosophy. He's bought into being a team player. And that's really a beautiful thing to see from a young player like Eeli Tolvanen. When you see that, okay, he's not doing the things that he probably wants to do, judging by his skill set. But the fact that he's doing all the other things that often get overlooked by a lot of fans is really what makes this team tick. And you see other players on this team who do the same thing, including Colton Sissons. Tanner Jeannot does those things. Yakov Trenin does those things. You see Nick Cousins get in there and do those things. Luke Cunnin does those things as well. You're talking about all these different players who aren't about their individual stats. They're more about the team, the overall team.
Yep. Absolutely. Speaking of Colton Sissons, we got to talk about him laying the hammer down on Sidney Crosby.
Oh yeah, talk about that. Yeah, that
was a massive hit. And
payback.
I can't remember. It was payback. I can't remember if I saw it or not, but I could have swore that I saw Sidney Crosby complaining to the ref about it.
I'm sure he was.
I was like, how can you got flattened? Just skate off and accept it. That's what happened.
Another thing about Colton Sissons, I want to share this. This was from Alex Doherty of A to Z Sports. Good follow on Twitter. He's been on the podcast before.
Yep.
I didn't realize this. According to Alex Doherty from A to Z Sports, Colton Sissons has the most penalty kill time on ice among all forwards in the NHL this season.
I actually saw that today. Yeah. Yeah, that's
last
crazy.
2 years. But so this year he's leading. Last 2 years combined, he's also leading. So this isn't just a one season thing for Colton Sissons. He's actually always been a critical penalty killer. Yeah. And just he wins faceoffs. He blocks shots. He makes the most out of his time on the ice. Yep. He's a critical part of that herd line with Tanner Jeannot and Yakov Trenin. That's another line that's going to win you games in playoffs. In the playoffs,
Absolutely.
You've got to have depth. You've got to have those quality depth forward lines that can play defense.
Yep. And absolutely. And if these guys can start getting hot right now, that would be amazing. Seal said, I know Tolvanen, I 100% spelled that wrong. He's supposed to be an offensive player, but he plays some really dang good defense too.
Yep.
Absolutely, he does. Absolutely. And then Johnny says Colton Sisson's second biggest moment in a Preds jersey was that hit on Crosby. His biggest moment, obviously, was the hat trick in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He also had that game recently where he went perfect in the face-off circle. I think he had like 13 out of 13.
Yeah,
it was
I can't remember. Yep. Cunin, something like that.
All right. Does it feel like this game is taking forever to
it does.
Is it just a lot of stoppages? Like
I'm at 9:36.
Can we just Preds, can you just go ahead and just I don't know, skate around with the puck and make them chase you for a while?
For 9 minutes.
Yeah, just play keep away for 9 minutes.
Keep away for 9 minutes.
No, I actually want to see more goals. We always want to see more goals. The skating is really getting better though as the game has gone on. That's really what's happened. The passing, the spacing. They're not more all the things you want to see.
Harper with
they really just had to survive that first period onslaught that they went through. That's really what they had to do.
Yeah, Flyers were just all jacked up because of Claude Giroux's game and the fight.
And the shot totals are almost even now. Ooh, you got Carter Hart. He just took a shot. He took a blast from Matthias Ekholm, and Carter Hart's down.
Really?
Yeah, he slashed over bad. I hope he's all right. You don't see goaltenders usually go down like that from a shot because they got so much padding. Let's see. Oh, it bounced up into his mask. You never want to see that. I think it ski ramped into his mask. Yeah. No, it didn't do that. What did it do?
Underneath? Did it go underneath that?
I thought it hit his mask at first. Yeah, it hit him in a bad spot. That's all I can say. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. But let's just say that might have hit him in a very, very bad area. We'll just leave it at that.
I can't. They were not showing it. Here we go.
He'll be all right. He's staying in the game, but yeah, I think that hit him in a very unfortunate area.
It just hit him in the stomach.
He might have lost his got the wind knocked out of him. That was a blast. That was a blast by Ekholm. That was. I mean, there were no screens. There were no screens or anything. It was just open lane shot for Ekholm there. Yeah. And we know Ekholm can blast the puck.
Yep. Johnny said Dallas and Montreal are going to overtime.
There's speaking of Sissons, he wins another face-off in the offensive zone, and the Preds get a quality scoring chance. So we were just talking about Sissons and his value, and he wins an offensive zone face-off.
Yep. I like Carter Hart.
He had a rough season last year, and he tried to bounce back this year, and he's had a better year.
And they've just been horrible.
That's just a mess. So the Flyers are kind of the equivalent to the Blackhawks for me in each conference. Yeah. They're kind of they're both very disappointing teams in their own respective conferences.
Mm-hmm. You can throw the Islanders in there with that in that group as well.
With that said, the Flyers are starting to get a little bit of possession here, so gotta
hang on, boys. Hang on.
Yeah, this is a lot of offensive zone time here for the Flyers, a lot. Preds can't get the puck back at all.
I don't like it.
You've got Janot out there. You've got Trennan out there. So the herd line's out there. They're just trying to get the puck back. They're battling for it, but they're having some trouble. And this is even strength. This ain't a penalty kill. It feels like a penalty kill right now.
Right, it sure does. Strength. It sure does. And then, yeah.
Get out of this. Come on now. That was nearly a scoring chance by the Flyers.
Seal says, why do we torture?
Yeah, they're still putting it on them. I mean, I'm being dead serious. The Preds have been in their zone for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, it's ugly.
Oh, no. They just scored. Flyers score.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious right now?
Yossi's arguing it. It was another one of those situations where you thought Saros had it covered. When when you're in the zone for that long and you can't clear the puck, I mean, bad things are going to happen. Let's see here.
Oh, that was.
No, that's a goal. Yossi did. Saros. That's on Saros a little bit, Rich. I hate to break it to you.
Really?
He didn't smother the puck. He didn't squeeze it between his pads.
Oh, Yossi is arguing it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It was never covered. That's a goal.
Oh, somebody says Seal said he kicked it in.
Oh, okay. We'll see. I didn't see the kick.
I didn't either.
It looks like they're going to challenge it.
Oh, he kicked it in. Saros kicked it in is what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Saros thought he had it squeezed. He thought he had the – yeah, that's on Saros. He didn't have the puck squeezed.
Saros kicked it in.
Yep. I think Saros thought that he had the puck secured between the pads, and there's no argument there. There's no argument to be had. Like, that's a goal, unfortunately.
What's happening right now?
It's still on Saros. It's still on the Preds defense for not being able to clear the puck, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looking at slow-mo replay, Tolvanen could not clear the puck, unfortunately. The Preds are thinking about whether they're going to challenge it or not. I don't think there's a challenge to be had. I don't think you can really challenge anything right now. I mean,
are they?
The refs are looking at something here. There's a stoppage, but I don't know how you overturn this goal.
Oh, high stick before the goal even happened.
Maybe. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. There's a lot going on this play. There is so much going on here. Okay, I see the high stick.
Yeah. Before the goal. Yep.
So you've got Hines and his assistant coaches talking about this right now.
Yep. Tolvanen cleared. Johnny said Tolvanen cleared it. And it looked like Philly knocked it down with a high stick.
Okay, all right, I can get on board with that. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that aspect of the play.
Well, Mike Twitter said no goal. He's ahead of everybody, so he would know.
What a challenge! Hey, what a challenge by the Preds coaching staff there.
Yes, boys.
Hey, that's what your coaching staff gets paid for right there.
Yep. No goal. I love it. I haven't caught up yet.
Nice job, Mike Twitter, for calling that as well. Actually, all of our commenters on there who were getting
everybody said it, who saw it. Yeah.
That was a good job by y'all. That's why y'all are the best listeners out there. We love y'all so much.
Referee.
Y'all are so smart out there, and we appreciate that. That was I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about the goal scoring itself with Saros.
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking about the puck being cleared.
Yep.
But that was a really good challenge by John Hines.
Johnny said props to Lawrence Filoni, the Preds review man who makes those calls. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Credit to those behind the scenes people, personnel with the Preds who don't get enough credit.
Yep.
Plays like that make all the difference.
With that said, don't let them have that much offensive zone time this time.
Exactly. You're lucky to get out of that without giving up a goal.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you lucked out.
That looked like a penalty kill, and it was 5-on-5.
Absolutely.
All right, this is episode 114 of Catfish on Ice. We're doing this watch along. Preds versus the Flyers. This game has had no shortage of suspense and all kinds of stuff going on. Fireworks. We got Ekholm angry, which happens like every game. But Ekholm is not happy. Let's see what they're calling.
What's
here.
He mad about?
He's always mad.
He is red-faced and mad.
They called a penalty, a tripping penalty on Ekholm. I'm sure Ekholm is arguing for.
Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. That dude, that has got to be. That's horrible.
Ekholm's got a good reason to be upset over that.
He absolutely does. Oh, the guy grabbed it. Oh man, embellishment.
Yes.
Definitely embellishment.
I think that's why he's pleading his case to the officials. You know what makes me mad? When they call tripping, but they also call embellishment, and it ends up being 4-on-4.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like, call it one way or the other. It's like, you can't have it both ways. Like, it was either a trip or it was embellishment. It can't be both. Like, I hate it when they do that. So if they come back, I'd rather it be 4-on-4 than a penalty kill. But if they come back and say it was like 4-on-4 incidental, like cancel it out, 4-on-4, it's gonna be like, really? Like, call it one way or the other.
Yeah, I agree. But the referees, sometimes they just have troubles.
What's going on the scoreboard here? So we're in overtime, Stars and Canadians.
Come on, Habs.
Yes. Canadians have a 4-on-3 power play going in their favor right now. We'll see what happens with that. Penguins beat the Blues at the second intermission like that.
That's huge.
How about the Islanders beating the Rangers? That's kind of a little bit of an upset. Maple Leafs beat the Hurricanes 3-2. Capitals beat the Blue Jackets 7-2. Those are your final scores. We still got the Red Wings and the Canucks later, the Sharks and the Kings, and the Panthers and the Golden Knights.
Wonder if Ovechkin got any more goals.
All right, they did. They called 2 penalties, Rich, just like I was thinking they would. So it's awesome. 4-on-4. They must have called embellishment on whoever got tripped there, or faked the trip, whatever you want to call it.
Nope. Alex Ovechkin did get another goal.
So we got 4-on-4 hockey. We're coming up on 5 minutes left in what feels like the longest third period of my life.
That's funny. What you just said is like, they called both.
Well, I felt like that was going to happen. I don't know. Like, they do that all the time. I think it's so dumb. I mean, it's just, it makes no sense. Like, it's either one or the other.
Seal said, dude, Vegas might miss the playoffs. I feel no sympathy for Vegas.
I don't either. I feel way more sympathy for Seattle Kraken fans because they thought they were going to come in and do exactly what Vegas did. And I'm like, probably not.
No, that was just
Seattle is having to go through the normal expansion team blues that happens to expansion teams, whereas Vegas just broke all the rules. Not literally necessarily, but they definitely didn't do what a normal expansion team does. So their fans are totally, totally spoiled. Yeah. Vegas Golden Knight fans are so spoiled.
They worked with what they were given.
All right.
Put it that way.
That goal is not going to get called back, Rich. It is a 4-4 game.
Ugly.
And yet, yes, I'm being serious, Rich. I got to see the replay, though, to see exactly what happened here. All right.
Don't like that.
Why are you going to let a guy just skate end to end like that? That's just that can't happen.
No. Nope.
Fleet Myers. What is Fleet Myers doing?
Granlund shaking his head. Yeah, I agree.
What was Fleet Myers doing, though? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Fleet Myers was kind of in no man's land there. Like, how are you going to – I mean, Matt Duchene was trying to make a scoring chance. Flyers go on a counterattack, and you're just going to let Hayes go right down the ice, really unabated to anything. I mean, Hayes looked like Connor McDavid out there skating end to end. Fleet Myers gave up really no pressure whatsoever.
Wow. That's ugly. That's ugly.
All right. The roller coaster of this game continues.
It might go, yeah.
Hey, we're in it for the long haul with everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, Roman Josi just got a takeaway and nearly scored. Oh
man. Come on, guys. You've played so well. Well,
I don't think Roman Josi expected to have that puck right there, but he totally had a wide open shot and could have broke Preds Twitter for the next 30 minutes if he scores that.
Oh man. Oh, he shot it right in his.
Yeah, it wasn't really
his chest. Yeah.
He didn't really have anywhere to go with it once he got it, though. You know what I mean? He kind of had to shoot right away.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Apparently Dallas won in overtime.
Gross.
Yep.
Makes this game all the more important.
Yakov Trenin.
I'm not ready to bury Dallas until they're officially gone, like for real.
No,
like until Dallas is officially eliminated, I'm not ready to write them off.
You can't. You definitely can't, because they can definitely come back. And
what is going on right now? I mean, both teams are just like jawing at each other. You got Johansson upset right now.
Yeah. Well, good. Get mad and do something about it. Johnny said Klingberg won it with 10 seconds left. Ugh.
That always hurts. You would expect the Stars to beat the Canadians, though. Honestly,
oh yeah,
it doesn't.
Absolutely.
It doesn't really. That result doesn't really surprise you at all. But it would have been nice to see the upset and give the Preds a little bit more of a cushion.
All right. What's happening?
Right now, Rich, Preds are trying to forecheck. They're forechecking hard. They're trying to get possession of the puck. You're at 3 minutes left in the game. It's just a roller coaster game. There's so much open ice all game. Like there's been so much room to make things happen.
Yep.
The game has tightened up a little bit as it's went on, but there's plenty of scoring chances. It's a lot of your goals have been the product of defensive breakdowns and not so much, especially on the Preds part.
Seal said we're not allowed to break all these records tonight, get Frosties and still lose.
Yeah, that's their master plan right now.
Yep.
Their master plan is to do it all on Saturday so the fans can celebrate. That's what we're going to believe anyway.
Yep.
Even though Yossi did already break the assist record.
He did.
For a single season.
Yep.
But it seems very likely that Forsberg will maybe break the all-time goal record on Saturday against Toronto.
That would be awesome. Or he could still do it tonight.
The Saturday before the trade deadline. 48 hours before the trade deadline. I mean...
What time is it? What time is the deadline on Monday? Is it like noon?
All right. We got another stoppage in play here. Puck to the face for a Flyers player there. I'm having trouble seeing the player. But they had to stop play. They literally called the play off. Oh, okay, Frost. Frost takes a puck to the face.
I haven't seen it
at
yet.
Mid-ice from his own team, from his own player.
That's ugly.
But they actually stopped play.
Ooh.
Which they should do.
Friendly fire. Absolutely, they should.
We all remember when they were playing the Avalanche, and then we all got upset because they didn't.
Oh, yeah. Borvieski laying on the ground, people skating around him.
Yeah.
Johnny said the deadline is Monday, 12 Eastern.
All right. Look at these stats here for the night. Shots are even pretty much, 32-31 in favor of the Flyers. Preds are winning the faceoff circle. Both teams are 1 out of 4 on the power play. Hits are pretty even, but the Preds got a narrow lead. 20 block shots for the Preds tonight.
That's awesome.
Doesn't feel that way, though.
No.
Giveaways are 6-4 in favor of the Flyers. So a pretty even game, honestly, if you look at the numbers.
It's 3 Eastern, so that's for the deadline. That's all. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Natural Stat Trick has the Preds winning the Corsi possession rating. So they've had better possession tonight. But when you're looking at scoring chances, the Flyers have a narrow lead, 30-28. High danger chances are 11-8 in favor of the Flyers. Expected goals for are heavily favoring the Flyers at 3-2. So if you're just so that really tells me if you're looking at the natural stat trick numbers right now, Saros has been the X factor. Oh gosh. That's what I get for looking at natural stat trick.
Oh my gosh, man.
And it happens inside 2 minutes left.
119 is what I have. Oh.
This kid this can we might circle this. Hey, we might circle this game.
There wasn't even anybody around him. Whose man is that?
We might circle this game at the end of the season and say this is why the Preds missed the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, that is so bad.
You watch a game like tonight and tell me that the David Poile doesn't have to make a move at the deadline for a defenseman.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, watch tonight's game.
That hurts.
That hurts really bad.
Yeah.
This pretty much negates the Pittsburgh win because you didn't expect to beat Pittsburgh, but you did. But then you roll into Philly, a lame duck team, and you lose to them. So it pretty much cancels each other out. Is what it's kind of how you can look at it.
Absolutely.
Preds got their net empty. They're trying to get a goal there. Tanner Jeannot's down there and deep, but it's not looking good.
No. Nope.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened on that last goal.
He was I didn't see who it was, but he was basically standing there by himself right in front of the goal.
Just defensive breakdowns, just not being in the right position, not protecting your goaltender. The exact opposite of what we saw on Tuesday against Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Duchesne had a decent shot from the circle. Oh, they keep it in. Well, I thought they kept it. All right, they keep it in. And then they give it right back away.
Yeah. Shock.
All right. Flyers ice the puck. You got 24 seconds left. They Preds are getting a little bit of offensive zone time here with the net emptied, but it's going to take a miracle.
There's the icing.
What a weird game. What a weird game.
Yeah.
Not a game that you're going to go back and look on and think, wow, the Preds really played a good game. No, not at all.
No.
This has not been a good game by them.
Some flashes of good.
Some highlights. There's some highlight reel goals. Don't get me wrong, but nothing that you should take with you to the bank and be like, oh, yeah, that's what we want to see in the playoffs right there.
Oh, how disappointing. How disappointing.
Another night that's going to really screw up UC Saros' stats as well.
Oh, they called timeout. All right.
Well, I'm telling you, the Preds were building something there. They had it in the zone, and they were kind of starting to – they had to ice the puck there because the Preds were really starting to get some looks on Carter Hart. And so here's your 24 seconds right here. They got to win this face-off and try to get, just fire everything you can at the net. That's all you got at this point.
Yep.
All right. They got the puck. They got it. And they keep it in the zone. Let's see what they can do. Oh, I thought they had it. All right, that's going to do it.
Is that it?
Most likely. There's 5 seconds left. No, yeah. All right, they iced the puck. I thought they had it. There was a scramble in front of the net. There was. There were bodies falling all over the place in front of the net. I thought maybe they were going to squeak one in.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Duchesne kept it in the zone. Yossi fired it in, looking for a deflection. Yossi was looking for that pinball goal.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. That's going to do it.
Is that the end? Oh,
man. The city of brotherly love was not so lovely tonight.
Oh, my gosh,
unfortunately.
Man. How disappointing.
How disappointing.
Very disappointing.
What's your how much is your confidence level hurt by this game, Rich?
It's not good. These are the games you gotta win. You have to win this game. At least the empty netter didn't count. That would have made it 6-4. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I don't know what to say.
That's bad. Is that our glass half full? That's our glass half full right there from this game. At least the empty netter didn't count.
At least it didn't go in. Yeah.
All right. Well, honestly, the Preds, they didn't play a great game tonight. They probably did not deserve to win it. And it looks like the NHL scoreboard's not doing us any favors either because the Stars won in overtime and St. Louis has come back to tie it with Pittsburgh. Yep. So, with that, we appreciate everyone watching the watch along with us. Preds versus the Flyers. Stay tuned. Later in this episode, if you download it the next day, it's going to be our interview with Robbie Stanley of 102.5 The Game. We got into NHL trade deadline. We got into Phil Forsberg. What is this team's ceiling going into the playoffs? We got into all kinds of stuff. So can't wait for you to listen to that. You can also check it out on our YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate that.
Yep,
we have been presented by DraftKings. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. Thanks for joining episode 114. Stay tuned for our interview with Robbie Stanley of 102.5 The Game.